My name's Stuart Quinn, and this is a series of videos I've called Our Love of Indian Motorcycles. So this is part 8. I feel like I've been pushed into quite a bit of a corner at the moment. Ever since I was a young kid, I'd always dreamt of owning a motorcycle. Life gets in the way, you end up working hard, work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day all my life, trying to work to that time where hopefully you can start to enjoy things. So I always dreamt of having a nice motorcycle and to be able to travel and enjoy the experience with other people. When I started mixing with other Indian motorcycle riders from all over the country, I started realising, there was something different, there was something special. Obviously I attended events in America and found those life-changing, made friends for life, very good friends. So, as I've said in these before, I don't want to keep harping on about it. Indian motorcycle and the way of life and the people I've met is very important to me. I've saved all my life, managed to get something, went for something that's brand new, went for top of the range. So you expect a level of service, and as I've made it clear, there's no level of service. Right, so updates. Yeah. So NCS, obviously I looked up the MCIA, who were the industry body, and Polaris Britain Limited are a member. So through the MCIA, you then follow a process with the NCS to go in mediation. I was to get a certain amount of information and to make sure I'd followed certain criteria. So obviously I had to write to the dealer, which I did. I had to write to Owner Connections, which I did, and I had to write to Polaris Britain Limited, they did, with the complaint. They then asked me to gain evidence. That involved getting these pictures and reports, which Polaris will not pass on to me, despite subject access requests. Now the dealer has had these subject access requests recently, and he's now ignored it. That's now been escalated to the ICO. By not completing the subject access requests, they've broken the Data Protection Act 2018. So they're holding information on me and about motorcycles I own. Anyway, they're supposed to provide me that information and they're refusing. So I get to a point where I start sending the NCS all the information they've requested. It covers quite a few emails because there's quite a lot of it. 3 emails in, I only able to put 8 attachments on each email. I then get a reply from them saying that they can no longer do the mediation. They've consulted an industry solicitor. They feel it's too complicated a situation that I now have to take them to court. So the NCS will not mediate. They won't even look at the information provided. They only really looked at the information I provided in regards to all motorcycles. They didn't look at the information I supplied them on Polaris Britain Limited. And bearing in mind Polaris Britain Limited are the actual members of the MCIA, I was a bit confused, to say the least. But that's part of the issue I've got. I get confused quite easily at the minute. So none of this is helping me at all. So I did make contact with the MCIA and said to them, look, NCS have asked me to do this. It's taken them a year to get this information. Obviously I've had this health issue in between, which has been caused by all this. Can you help? And basically they've turned around and said, well, we've spoken to Polaris, we don't think Polaris has done anything wrong. They're happy with what's going on. So big boys sticking together. At present I have the complaint going for the ICO, who have been very good at the moment. I'm actually able to communicate and talk to people, which is unusual because they're actually putting names to things. I did consult Citizens Advice again, and they told me that the finance company should be doing all this. Now, I haven't introduced this bit of information before. The finance company I informed well over a year ago this situation was happening. They started an investigation but never completed it. So I've reissued that complaint with them following advice from Citizens Advice. So I get a communication now from the legal team, Polaris of Switzerland. So they've now sending me a general release form, which states that I have 7 days to sign and get back to them. They're offering to buy the bikes back, so I lose the bikes, and they've offered me a total of £26,500. Now, bearing in mind there is a total cost of over £44,000 in the bikes, plus the money I've lost from trying to keep them on the road, plus all the hassle, costs, recurring costs of going to various dealers, etc. So I would say probably more in the region of £60,000. Now, bearing in mind I've just said that close brothers have to deal with this. So they've given me 7 days, weekend included in that 7 days, to get back to them. So I've written straight back to them and said, look, I will need a standard 28 days to consult my legal representation, to consult the finance company because they actually own the bike, and then I can get back to you and hopefully we can come to some sort of resolution. So part of that letter was, if I didn't sign within 7 days, they wouldn't have communication with me ever again. So they sent me a form that I have no control over. I then informed Close Brothers straight away of this situation and asked them what should I do, because I'm not authorised to sign anything anyway because they don't belong to me. So Close Brothers didn't get back to me in time, and I missed that deadline. So now I'm in the situation Polaris will not deal with me at all. Par for course, and the way they're going, and is what they threatened me in the first place. So they've put me in a position that I have no other option other than to take them to court. So the Close Brothers situation, I've informed them and sent them a letter outlining the issues I've had, and also requesting them to send me the date and the original complaint details that I made over a year ago. They've come back to me and said there's no complaint to be upheld, they're happy with what's going on, and they're washing their hands of it now. So that's now put me into the position of contacting the financial ombudsman. So I've done that, they're now dealing with it, and they've been very nice. An actual person to talk to. Yeah, so the saga continues. Then I went to see my legal representative. When I walked in, they said they've been looking at the Polaris Britain situation, and their initial advice was you take what you can, because they nearly didn't get their accounts in this year. They're not looking very good, and their opinion is they won't be around next year or the year after because of accounts aren't looking that brilliant. Now, I can only go on what they've said. I don't believe that. I think Polaris will be around for a long time. Hopefully they will learn that they need to treat customers with some form of respect and decency. I did do a bit of research myself when I got back and see they did get a first Gazette warning. They did put their accounts in late, but I haven't looked any further into as to why that happened. It's not the first time it's happened. There could be a multitude of things as to the reason why. But yeah, if Polaris Britain continue with this level of customer service, they could head down that way eventually. They need to do some massive research on how to deal with a customer. Yeah, so that's where I am at the minute. I'm waiting for the ICO to get back to me with any details, and I'm waiting for the financial ombudsman to do their stuff. That could take a couple of months. It could be a bit of a time before I post anything up about this again. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick update. Right. Cheers.